Hola. Oh, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the
Latin
Latin voices.
voices.
happy Thursday to everyone, or happy Friday for those who are on Friday. So today we are bringing you another topic. So here is our topic for today.
All right, our topic for today is what does finally freedom actually look like? So let's talk about it, let's dig in, and let's understand what financial freedom it is. And then let us know as well what you think about it.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by professional. I live here in Ontario, Canada, but I'm original from Cuba, and I also have my online business. I'm a mentor.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Thursday. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a proud digital business owner, and a mentor.
So thank you, everyone. And we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn, if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So we have actually one tonight, so at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. So if you want to watch that one, you can just register into our website. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. The first one is to register to the live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot make it to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, so what is it that you're going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, sorry, you're going to find out how our online business plan works, and also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar.
Okay, so we have this live webinar. You're one decision away from a totally different life. This free webinar could be the start you are ready for. So, our host for tonight will be Kurti and Aish. Um, One is a biochemist, and the other one is a portfolio manager. We will also have Shan Miri. She is a medical administrator officer. Uh, Q, uh, Peewee is a pharmacist, and Anne is a sales and marketing executive.
Okay, también we're also going to have Vera. She's a formerly healthcare worker at Diola Research and Development. Vinju is a programmer manager. And también va a estar Alona. She's a former nurse assistant. So all these people are going to be on a live webinar. When? Today, Thursday, July 31. Remember the times are 5 p.m. PST, Pacific time, or 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the only thing you have to do is register with your name and email to any of our website, and you will get access to this amazing webinar.
Yes, thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, so if you're catching the replay of this live webinar, our replays have subtitles in several languages. And if you're catching the live webinar, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So if you want to learn how to start your online business, all you have to do is just register into our websites that appear on the screen. All right, so let's dive into our topic for today.
So today in Latin Voices, we have what does financial freedom actually look like and how you can build it.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So let's start with what comes to mind when you hear financial freedom. Is it quitting your job, or is it traveling wherever you want, or is it paying off debt and finally breathing again? Well, here's the truth: financial freedom isn't just about money, it's about choice. So it's the ability to design your life without being controlled by bills, by debt, or by a paycheck. Okay. And today on Latin Voice, we are going to break down what financial freedom really looks like and how you can start building it today. So that's our main topic for today. So here are some real facts. Okay, so according to 2024 Gallup survey, 71% of workers feel financially stressed, and over 60% live paycheck to paycheck, even in higher income brackets. So the Federal Reserve reported that 4 in 10 Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. So financial freedom isn't just for the wealthy, it's becoming a necessity for anyone who wants security and peace in their future. so so here are some facts that uh, we really need to look for something else, because we cannot really just rely in a job. Like if we see a stress, we see not having enough money for emergency. So we really have to start thinking about that. So here are the points that we're going to be talking today.
Okay, our points for today. Point number one, what financial freedom actually means. So we're going to get deep. We're going to talk about it. We're going to give our opinion about this. Point number two, building freedom require multiple stream of income. We're going to talk about what's different stream of income is, and how to build it. Okay. Point number three, you can start small, but you have to start. We're going to tell you, in other words, you have to start today so you can secure that future. But if you want to go know a little bit more and what we have to say, stay tuned and let's keep watching.
Okay, so let's start with point number one.
Okay, so point number one is what financial freedom actually means. Financial freedom is not about having millions in the bank, it's about covering your needs without stress, having savings and investments that grow, and creating income streams that aren't tied to trading time for money. And, everybody thinks that financial freedom is not having to worry about anything and your money keeps growing in the bank without you having to do anything. But really what it means is being stress free. There's a lot of people out there who make a lot of money, who make good they make good money, right? Because their salaries are high, but they stay stressed all the time. They don't have time for themselves. They don't have time for their family. And let's not even think about going on a vacation or getting away, because they have so many responsibilities that their mind is always on the go, thinking about work, work, work. And yet, they stay tied to those jobs because of that financial aspect of it. But having financial freedom is, having the money to save and to invest and grow those investments without having that additional stress, and actually creating that income without trading time for money. Because that's when the real freedom comes in, when you don't have to trade your time anymore, when you have the flexibility, when you have the freedom to do the things that you enjoy, that you love, and that you're actually present for your family. So an example here is, imagine your bills are paid, you have a safety net, and you can choose work that fulfills you instead of draining you. That's financial freedom. And that's the best feeling that you can have, when you're doing something that you love, something that you enjoy, that gives you the peace and that makes you feel fulfilled, that makes you feel happy, that you have a purpose behind, instead of just going to work and making somebody else's account bigger, because you're working for somebody else and you are having to follow their rules, their orders, their times, and you don't have that fulfillment. You don't have a purpose. You go to work every day on automatic because that's what you do, that's what you've been doing, but you don't really think about the things that you could do. Are you really serving, helping somebody in a way? Does that make you feel good? The job that you do, it makes you feel good about what you're doing. So those are the things that we need to ask ourselves and really pay attention to the things that we're doing, because you want to become a better version of yourself, and you feel good when you know that you're doing something good, to help someone else grow, achieve their dreams, have a better lifestyle, and not just you and having this good salary that doesn't give you the freedom that you want and deserve.
Yes, Isa, I completely agree. But um, also financial freedom can be different for everyone. Okay, because we have here like millions on the bank. That number can vary it depending on your way of style, yeah, your lifestyle. Okay, but let's get deep. Okay, a lot of people like we think that financial freedom means having billions or millions of dollars on the bank, or uh but let's talk what financial freedom really means, like what does it look like? Yeah, that's the word. It's not about having 5 to 7 cars. It's not about to having like the flashy cars. It's not about working until retirement and then leaving. Financial freedom is about, is the magic word. And I think it was on the previous slide. It's about choice. For me, financial freedom is choosing when to work and when to rest. Not be dependent of a specific work. To clock in or clock out. If I don't go in, I will lose all my saving, or I will lose my safety net. Also, financial freedom for me is like deciding how to spend my time, and not just my paycheck. If I want to go shopping, I will be go shopping without the worrying. It's not about buying the whole store. Like if I go for something that I like, or something that I need, without me worrying how do I going to pay it. Do that make sense? Because now we're you go to, even now these days, you go to like just to do the grocery. I can see the worrying a lot of people. They're buying the things that they need, but they're worrying how they're going to pay it. How I'm going to make this payment. So without having that worry away, uh also financial freedom for me is being able to say yes, or to say see, well, yes in English, to say yes to the opportunities without fear. If I want to go for vacation, okay, let's go, family, pack up, let's go for vacation. Or like if I want to spend this weekend to a resort or go hiking, okay, let's go, without worrying, oh my gosh, I cannot do it because I have to work, or I need to work because I need a paycheck, or oh, we cannot go this year for vacation because I cannot afford it, I cannot pay it. Like without taking away the opportunity, without that fear. Like my mom saying, I need a new pair of shoes or a new pair of clothing or whatever is necessary, and I say, okay, let's go to the store, let's buy me, without worrying, oh mom, let's wait to the next paycheck to pay. And that's reality, that's what is happening these days. So for me, that's what financial freedom looks like. So, and that's what I really want, that's what I'm working on And that's what this business I can see they can offer me. So yeah, so that's what financial freedom looks for me. It's not about that magic number. It's about having options, like without being fair enough fear without being fear, to about like oh my gosh, my wallet. Sometimes can be really small or big, but that's what financial freedom looks like for me.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think financial freedom, it gets to a point that, yeah, you were working, you were, you know, for some of you, it was your dream job. For some of you, probably you're doing because you got no choice. You have to pay the bills, right? So depending on the situation, like everyone gets to a point when they found, for example, like an online business opportunity like this, that will give them that freedom, like it's not about just the financial part of it, but it's about that having that freedom of, for example, taking care of their health, you know, because stress is something that is killing you silently, um, so taking care of your health, having that time, with your loved ones. For example, parents, being there fully present for their kids. Many parents, they are working and they are not able to be present, or they're not able to provide like a nice homemade meal, because they're always on the go, because there's no time. They need to be on time. So this kind of life is not really, an enjoyable life, because you're always on the rush. So you want to be able to have that choice of living, a lifestyle where you are enjoying the moment, by yourself, enjoying the moment with your loved ones, and knowing that you don't have to worry about the financial part of it, because it's building it. Many times, we are working for money because we want to have that financial stability. But as you go up the ladder to get more money, right? That means more responsibilities, more stress, less time for your family. Many times, you're not working and you are working. Like you are on your day off and you're still working. So that's not life. So you have to. A lot of people, they're realizing that that's not the kind of lifestyle that they want, and now that they know that they have options, they're looking for that. Because why, if you can make even more money that what you're making at work, without being able to be spend an entire day at work stress, you know why not having a day where you can enjoy the moment, and at the same time you have that financial freedom? So that's what people are looking for, a different kind of lifestyle. So it's not about the financial part of it, but it's also about having those moments, creating those moments, living the present, and not always thinking about the future, and focusing on money. So we are usually trading time, we're trading family time for money. We need to have our money work for us, and that's what a lot of people are realizing. There are options now. We can have a better lifestyle because we can have money working for us, and we don't have to be there, and we can do something that we really love. If you're someone who loves to help people, this is a good opportunity, because you can help people, to be able to also find this kind of lifestyle, so they are not constrained, in those financial situations where you have to worry, about how I'm gonna pay the next bill, how I'm gonna pay this house. We're gonna lose the place where we're living, and you have kids, and it's getting harder and harder for a lot of people out there. So that's why we are showing you that you have that there are better options for you that you can do, and you can start this on the side. So this is what we are looking. Financial freedom is not totally about entirely about the financial part, but it's having that kind of lifestyle where you can be peaceful, and enjoy those moments with your loved ones, and not worrying about money. So yeah, let's move on to point number 2.
There. I was just talking here. All right. So point number 2, building freedom requires multiple a stream of income. Why are we saying this? Okay, this is a statistic. According to 2023 Forbes reported, 65% of self-made millionaires have at least three income streams, and many started them as a side hustle. So if they become millionaire with three income stream and you just have one at the moment, that just think about it. That means you need to find something else. You need to start looking those other two, maybe more, but who knows? But just realizing that with one income stream is not good enough. That means we have all our eggs in one basket. What about if the basket fail? All the eggs broke. Okay, so we have to start diversifying and start picking or doing something else. Okay, your job is not enough. It's one income source tied to someone else's decision. If it that I don't know how you say, like a store of that company file for bankruptcy, or they're closing a store, so they're not doing well, so they're scaling down, then your own eggs or your own baskets, they're gone. Your only income stream is gone. So then what will happen? What will happen to you? What will happen to your family? Okay, building an online business give you that leverage, that income that can grow without trading more hours. You have to start finding something that you can do without giving more time, that you can do in the comfort of your home, or things that you can do while you're doing something else. Okay, and the most important is the automation part of this business. What does automation work for you? What this is good for, have that income stream, because become free time. The automation do things that you don't have to be worried, or you don't have to do it, to create a value impact. Okay, here we have an example. Parents in our community have created a second stream of income online that started small and grew into replacement their full-time jobs. Isn't that amazing if you be able to do something like that? So remember, multiple streams, more security, less stress. Why are we saying this? What are we focusing on? How to start this online business? Remember, these things that we have here on the screen, but remember, diversification. Hopefully have that word right. It sounds good on my head. Diversifying your income, it's not just attached to just one paycheck. One paycheck is really fragile. So if you have multiple streams of income, you have a little more equal security, if that makes sense. Okay, something happened to one, at least you have two more to go. Something find another one, you have more things to go. And doing that at the same time, you're building skills, you're building comfort, maybe you're building your mentality, you're getting things without putting the extra, without putting the extra hours, or without putting the extra skills. You're getting there. And that's what this business offer. Our community, we have training, we have we also have a community that mentorship. Sometimes you say it out there, if you're surrounded by a well thought people, I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up, but I don't know, I don't remember.
Like mindset.
Yes,
the same like mindset.
Yes, that's the word. If you become people like that, you will become one of them. Your mind will open. So that's why I started this digital, space, this digital business, to create something that I didn't have to spend more time, more, that I didn't have to depend on the overtime, on the double chef, on the I actually took control of my future. So yes, So having a multiple stream of income is something that you should look into it.
Thank you, Jessie. So, yes, building freedom requires multiple streams of income. And this fact that we have here, according to the 2023 Forbes report, 65% of self made millionaires have at least three income streams. And those are just some that they started as side hustles. Imagine if they started as, their one and only thing, they could probably grow it faster too. So when you have one job, it's just not enough, because you're depending on someone else's decisions. You never know what's going to happen nowadays. They're cutting hours. They don't want to pay full times anymore because they don't want to pay for the benefits. It just depends on how well the company is doing, and you are really in someone else's tied to someone else's decisions because you're working for them, right? It's not something that you own. And that's something that we have to start thinking about. Do I have something that will back me up in case I get laid off, in case I get let go, in case the company goes bankrupt? Those are questions that we have to ask, especially when you have a family, when you have others that you're providing for. So building an online business gives you leverage, income that grows without trading more hours. And the beauty of having a digital business is that you're going global, right? Because you have more reach, you have more potential. You're not tied to just one place. You can advertise, to so many different places that you can get customers from, and you can get business partners from, right? And this is what we enjoy about our business, that since we have that global reach, there's business partners around the world. And it's so nice. A lot of times people think, I don't want to do this online business because, I'm not even social. I don't even have friends. Who's going to join my business? But when you have an online business, you don't have to depend on the people you know. You can reach people, outside of your circle. You can reach people outside of your own country. So why not go digital, especially nowadays? And then having an automated system that frees you up from being tied to your business all day. This is something else that we enjoy, is that our automated system works in the back end 24/7, and we don't have to be worried about being in front of the computer or being in front of the phone all day trying to reply to messages, sending emails, just looking at everything, because the system does most of that for us. And that is time that we can really enjoy with our family. So why not get this value out of this business that runs for you? A lot of our business partners are working a full time at the beginning and running this business. Why? Because the system is doing most of the work for us. And some of our business partners who are doing really well in this business, they still have their full-time job because they have a passion for that job, because they enjoy it, because they really see, the benefit of doing that, because they're serving others, helping others, and they don't have a necessity. They're not stressed. They're not, just tied to that one job, because they know that they have the freedom. If they want to, they can leave that job and just do the business full time. But they really have this passion for their jobs, and so they keep doing them because they're helping other people. And then the example here, parents in our community have created a second stream of income online that starts small and grew into replacing their full-time job. And this is the story of many, many, many parents in our business. A lot of them came to the business skeptical. A lot of them didn't really see how they could make it work because they didn't have the experience, because they were not social, because they were not tech savvy, and they're thriving in this business. So it really takes willingness and it takes an open mind to get this business going. Multiple streams, more security, less stress. That there's multiple streams of income in this business as well. So you can have this business be earning from different income streams and still have that financial stability and the time freedom that we all want. So, who doesn't like traveling? Who doesn't like going with their families without, regardless of the day, because a lot of people have that freedom, like maybe on a certain day. But when you're doing this business, you have that freedom to go wherever and do whatever any day of the week. And that's what we're aiming for, right? When we are in this community, because everybody's like very open-minded. We all know what we want. We're very supportive, helpful, and we're always there for each other. So I think having an online business today is something that everybody needs to try and really see for themselves how well it works.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so when we're talking here about the 65% of self-made millionaires, these are people that were like you and I, that they started their online business, and they became millionaires because of those business that they did. And you can see the 65%, more than the 50%, they have at least 3 different income streams. They don't rely just on one. We always say, you have to put your eggs in different basket, not just in one basket. So and the other thing that we talk here about, your job is not enough, because like if you rely only on one job. And a good example of that, I have 2 examples actually. One of 2 members of our community. So the first one, she used to work for a IT company, for 25 years. Never on her mind, it never crossed her mind that, she was going to get laid off, after 25 years of working. So this is just an example that, even though we think, our job is secure and we rely only on that one income stream, is not the case. She was lucky that, she already started at the time, this online business. So she had, this on the side. So that really helped her, to be able to build that. But that made her realize too, like you cannot keep working, for someone and then thinking that, that is going to be a stable job, and it's not the case. The other case that I have from a member, also from the community, is the company was, I think they were reviewing, everything, and they were letting off a lot of people. And she was worried because there was like a lot of, like, every day was like a list of people that were getting laid off, and she was worried, about, am I gonna be on that list next? So that's another stress. You already have a stress at your work, and then also adding that stress, especially if you have a house that you're paying a mortgage, or if you have a rent to pay, where are you gonna go if you don't have the money to be able to pay, if they laid you off? So those are things that you need to think about it, because one income stream is not enough. You have to have something on the side, that will help you to fall back on if anything happens. One of the previous examples that were mentioned, like people didn't even have $400 to pay for a hospital bill, that they have to borrow money from someone else, to be able to pay. So those are little, things that we have to think about it. We have to have that extra money on the side, for any emergency. And many times we don't even have that. I mean, we are trying to survive, instead of, living, with a free mind, that not to worry about that. So yeah, we have to start opening our eyes that, you have to do something. You cannot continue living that kind of lifestyle, because relying on one income stream is not an option, like it was maybe a thing of the past, but not anymore, especially how things are going. So building on online business give you leverage, yeah. um, because like it helps you to like we saw the example here, many parents, they started this, they started with small amounts, but eventually, those amounts keep increase, and then they were able to quit their job. So because of the online business, you can leverage that, you can change, from you trading time for money and have money working for you, so you are more present, you have more balance, you don't have to worry about those financial things, like how I'm gonna pay this, next month, would I have the money to pay for the rent? um, so those are the things that you have to leverage the online business, and we are so blessed that we are in this digital world, because like I mentioned in other lives, our parents didn't have that opportunity. So for them, the only option was just to go to work, and yeah, and provide for their family that way. But now we are in a digital era where this is available to anyone. And like we see, 65% they self-made millionaires by taking advantage of this online or digital era, and the automating, that's what it makes that's the key to have this kind of lifestyle, because of the automating part, you can uh, not have to be present there 24/7. The automating is taking care of that for you, so you can do your business on any time pockets out of the day, and then you can have that work life balance, that you want, so you can take care of your health, you can take care of your loved ones, you have your me time, because me time is one of the things that we usually neglect to do, and that's very important. So yeah, so it's necessary, to have different multiple streams and not just rely on one, because by having multiple streams, like it says here, it gives you more security and less stress, so you can live peacefully, knowing that you will have money to pay for all the things, and you don't have that stress that you normally have, at work. So it really is a win-win. Okay, so let's go to point 3.
Okay, point number 3, you can start small, but you have to start. And that's the whole thing, A lot of people want to go all in, but always start. Take that time to really think about your next step, and the best step and the best decision you can take is starting today, right? You don't need to a huge investment or a perfect timing. You need a proven system, mentorship and training, and a willingness to learn and take action. So, as a statistic, a recent study from Kampman Foundation, that over 50% of entrepreneurs start their business while still working a job, providing you don't or
Prove.
proving you don't have to quit everything to start building freedom. And that's what we did, the three of us. That's what we did. We were working a full time, and we started this business. We didn't have all the answers. We didn't know everything, but we decided to take that first step and start this business, especially with everything this business offer, a proven system, because we know the system works. There's so many people, in our community that are doing very well in this business. So it's proven, right? It works. And then we have a mentorship and training. So a mentorship program that is not, once in a lifetime. It's not for a week. It's not for a month. It's something that you have there all the time. Somebody that is, there to guide you, to support you, to be there when you have questions. And our training, like we told you many times, is one of the best trainings that we all have seen. It was designed with someone without any experience in mind. So it goes from the beginning, step by step. It's video based. You can watch it as many times as you need to. But you need that willingness to learn, You really have to have that desire, and you really have to be dedicating time to this business, Because if you're willing to learn and you take action, you're already on the right path, because that's all it takes. It takes time, it takes desire, and it takes really that willingness to grow something that belongs to you, something that you own, right? uh, and as you see here, this a statistic, about 50% or more of the entrepreneurs, they start still running a full-time job. So there's no excuses about, I don't have time, I'm already overwhelmed. When you really want to change, you're going to trade that 30 minutes, that hour, 2 hours a day, to start building something of your own. The example is one mom in our community began with 1 hour a day during lunch breaks. 2 years later, she built a flexible business that supports her family full time. So that's all it takes, really. It takes 1 to 2 hours. And even when you have your lunch break, when you have your 15-minute break at work, you have that time to reply to messages, to send emails, whatever is it that you need to do to keep your business going, or maybe just do the post that you have to do for that day. You don't have to have, all day to do this business. You can start small and then you can grow it as you go. And whenever you feel comfortable, whenever you're making the income that you need, you can do this business full time. And that gives you more opportunities to help others, to help many more. So small steps create big change, but only if you take them. So, you have to take that, even if they're baby steps. As long as you're moving forward, that's all that matters. Just keep moving, even if you're going small. But as long as you don't wait to start, or as long as you don't start and just sit there and don't do nothing, you have to keep moving, even if it's a little bit at a time.
Yes, I completely agree. I think that the most important thing is you have to start. If you understood, and if you already ask yourself, do I financial free? What do I have to do to get there? If you're already asking yourself these questions, there's just only one choice. You have to start, and maybe with small steps, but you have to start. Why you have to start? What are we saying apart of this? The Isabel just say, well, why Isabel say really good things about our business, like what is specific our business, but why you have to start yourself? Ask yourself this question. Picture yourself being able to pick up your kids from school, or to drop the kids with the school without worrying to go to work. What about if you have to send money to your family back home and you know how to worry about it without stressing yourself? What about do you say, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will go for hiking without worrying that you have to go to work because you need that paycheck, or to travel a whole week or 2 weeks to Europe or something. Imagine yourself working yourself on your own schedule. You want to go to work today, this week, just maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, or maybe Monday, and the rest of the week you don't want to go, you don't need to go. So if you imagine yourself, you picture yourself these ideas, then you need to start. You need to do something. You have to do something, and you have to make it happen. Because what you have to do, just make a decision. Like maybe shake it up, have 2 or 3 different string of incomes. How we say on the one of our screens, or one of the pictures that we show you here. But you have to do something. You have to start. Even if it's small steps, little by little, like how many people we show here, they start little by little, and they're building it, over time. Look at this example we have here. It took 2 years, but now she's able to do it. So a little by little, it will make a difference on your future. So you just have to start. You have to make an action. You have to make it happen.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah. So like the title says, you can start small, but you have to start. Um, so you don't have to know it all, and that's one of the things that, we say, because a lot of people think, oh, I don't have the skills, I don't have the knowledge, to be able to do this, or I don't have the time. You don't need all that, there is no need of all that, because of all the training and mentorship that we have. Anyone can start, without zero knowledge. Um, and we have already a proven system, so many people that have had success in the community and still working towards that success. One of the things, like we always mention, like we have like on Wednesdays our like a community, training for the entire global online community. And it used to be called, Wednesdays Masterminds, and now it's called Millionaire Masterminds. And that's because there's more than one millionaires in our community. So that's just to give you an example that, we have a proven system. You just have to be coachable, have that willingness that says there, to learn and to take action, because we can have provide you all the things, but if you don't take action, then that doesn't work. You have to take action. You have to have that willingness. And when they say here, like for the statistic, 50% of entrepreneurs that started a business while still working a job. Yeah, we have so many examples of that in our community. I mean, yesterday we had a job quitter story, and she was sharing that she started this on while working, and her daily life was very already with a lot of stuff, but she had a why she wanted to do this, why she wanted to change her life. She wanted to be able close to her family. Yes, she was making good money, but she wasn't able to have her family, So it doesn't matter, how much she had to put and work this on the side, even if her schedule was already full. But she wanted to have that willingness, to change her life. So she did it. And in 4 months, she was able to quit her job, just to give you an idea. So, but you really have to have that willingness to change your life. So, and the good thing about having an online business is that the online business adapt to your schedule and not the other way around. So you can fit it into any time pocket of the day, just like our example here, which says 1 hour a day, during lunch breaks. It doesn't take that much, to be able to do your business. And everyone's pace is different. Like this morning, I was looking through Facebook and I saw a marathon. I was a Facebook post about one older man who was the last person of a marathon. He ran it, the marathon, for 7 hours and something. And it's not about, who was the first one. It's who was the last person to complete it. Because it doesn't matter. We all start on at the same, for example, the same line, but we all gonna be arriving at the finish line. But it doesn't matter when you're gonna arrive. Everyone gets there, So you do it at your own pace, but everyone gets to where they wanna get. So you can create that lifestyle. So everyone's journey is different. And when I saw that post, like compared to our business, and it's nice because it doesn't matter how long it takes you. It's the matter is to crossing that line, and be able to reach that. So, yeah, small steps create big change. Yeah, every small text, it moves you closer to your finish line instead of just stopping and then start taking again. Because every time that you stop, your business gets delayed. So you have to get that momentum again. So even if you are doing, little by little, but your business is moving. Just a good example is that story of the turtle and the rabbit. The rabbit went fast, and you will think that the rabbit will cross the line, but uh, the turtle was very slow, but it was going and going. And guess what? Who finished the line first? The turtle. And I saw an example because I thought it was just like a story, but I saw it for real. They put a turtle and they put a rabbit, and the rabbit was just right there, very close to close the line,
To the
but he got
finish.
distracted, you know, while the turtle was always aiming to the end, and then the turtle win the rabbit. So
It's all about consistency.
yeah, it's funny that it's not just a little story. It's for real, you know. So so the same thing, you know, like in our business, you know, you have to be like Isabel say, consistent. You know, you have to focus and not let any of those shiny objects distract you. You know, go for what you want and just focus, and you're gonna reach and cross that line. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to add for that. So what is our takeaway for today's point?
Or take away from today's points, okay? Freedom is built, not found, okay? Financial freedom isn't a dream, it's a plan. You have to plan it and you have to make it happen, okay? Know what it means to you. Understand what freedom, really freedom means to you, okay? Build an income stream that give you that leverage. Start thinking, what can you do to make it happen, okay? And the most important thing after you finish all of this, you have to start. You have to do something about it. You start now, even if it's a small steps, okay? Because every day you wait is another day stuck in the same cycle. So make it happen. Start it today.
Yes, so we have arrived to the end of our lives. So we hope so that you got enlightened, you know, of what we shared today. You know, we have some statistics showing you, you know, what's happening out there.
Mhm.
Plus, you know, we share some of our experience, you know, from us, from the community. So you can see, you know, that you have options. You know, you have options to create a better lifestyle. It's something that you can build on the side. And unfortunately, you know, we cannot rely on only one income streams anymore. You need to have more than one income streams to be able to uh, live that comfortable life with no worrying about what would happen if this happened, you know, like if I don't have money for this, or would I have money to pay for the rent, or would I have money to pay for the mortgage, you know? Why risk it, uh to be able, like, for example, if you bought a house, why risk it, on only relying on your job, and then suddenly you get laid off, like the friend in our community, which is 25 years. And then how are you going to pay that house, so why relying on one job? You need more than one income stream. So an online business, you can leverage that by building on the side, and start small, like we have the example previous, the 1 hour a day, you can do it. And you don't need any skills or any knowledge, because everything is provided to you, and you have the mentorship, and you have a global online community that will support you too. So um, the the means to succeed is there, but it all that it takes is action, and have the willingness, and be coachable, because everything else is provided to you. So but it's up to each one of us, to be able to do our part to what we want to achieve. So saying that, if you want to add anything, or if you relate to any of the stories that we shared today, or if you want to add to it, or if you want to know more about this online business opportunity, you can put in the comments more info, or you can send us a private message, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Or you can register directly into our websites. We do have live webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays. So actually, we do have one today at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So it's the same time both days. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. So that one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. And the second link is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, you can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now you're probably wondering, okay, so what is it that we're going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar.
Okay, so our hosts for tonight will be Kurti and Aish. One is a biochemist and the other is a portfolio manager. We're also going to have Kamidri. She's a medical administrator officer. Pewy is a pharmacist, and Anne is a sales and marketing executive.
We also have Vera. She's a former health worker. Adeola, a research and development. Vinju, a programmer manager. And Alona is a former nurse assistant. So all these people are going to be today, Thursday, July 31, in a live webinar, and the times are 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the only thing you have to do to get access to this amazing webinar is to register with your name and email to any of our websites, and we will send you the link.
Yeah, so if you're catching the live webinar tonight, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And if you are catching the replay because you cannot attend, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay of the live webinar and watch it from the comfort of your own home. So there you go. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We do have some like emojis here from Cindine Yax, Sylvia Arnold Morton, Ngo Fan, Han MW, Ajuspi Wamajabu, Good GC, Ayubu Kefa, and Ernest Oladel. So, and yeah, so thank you so much for all your like emojis and for watching the live with us today. If you are watching us on Facebook and you guys are not following us, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us a little bit more, who we are and what type of content we post in our pages, and more information about the business. Now, if you're watching us from from YouTube, and you are not subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel and press that notification bell to get notified when we put new content and when we are going live. So that way you keep learning more about this online business opportunity. When you feel ready, we'll be here happy to guide you along the way. So you're never alone on this journey. You will have our support as mentors and also the support of the global online community. So no one is left behind. So we are all in this together. So let's find out what is our topic for next Thursday.
Okay, next Thursday, we're going to have no one ever feels fully ready, but action brings clarity. So don't forget, we'll be here next Thursday, same time, and we'll be talking about this topic.
Yeah, so we will talk about why waiting for the perfect time keeps you stuck and how imperfect actions create real momentum. So that's what we're going to be talking next week. And what is the message for the audience?
So our message for you is, what does financial freedom look like for you? Drop in the comments and let's start building together. Let us know. We want to know.
Yes. So that's the end of our live for today. So we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. So thank you again for being here with us today, and until the next episode of the
Latin Voices. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, everyone. God bless you all.
Happy Thursday.